Good morning and welcome to the Market Cover. I'm Joe Clark, Managing Partner of the Financial Enhancement Group. Happy to have you along. This is our weekly broadcast of things that we think are going on underneath the hoods of market that you should pay attention to. I would tell you, we send out two market covers a week. One that goes to the families that we serve, the clients that are engaged in our practice and our services. The other one is a service that we send out to you for a couple of reasons. One, we want you to be informed of what we think is important. Two is obviously to introduce you to our firm. There's a lot that happened in the first quarter of this year. It's very, very important that we think people understand some of the issues that are taking place that are not necessarily coming out in the headlines. We're going to send out a special report to our clients. We're actually going to offer that to you for a donation of a $10 fee. I will tell you one of the things that we support at the Financial Enhancement Group are food and animals. We like to support food banks when we can, and we support taking care of pets anytime we can. And the Anderson Protection League has a golf tournament every year, Paul's it's called. It's occurring June 6th. We would encourage you to attend if you possibly can. It's to raise money to help these animals that come in that they take care of. And it's an amazing organization. They do a great job. It's located in Anderson, Indiana. But for $10 donation, not to the Financial Enhancement Group, but to APLS, we're happy to give you the data if you just email me and say, hey, I'd like a special market cover for this week, an update on what's going on in the economy the first quarter, the market the first quarter. We're happy to send that for a donation of $10 or more if you're feeling generous. They are a 501c3, so it's non-deductible. Checks would go directly to them, not to us. We would simply add you to our list. But email me. You can just send it directly to Big Joe at yourlifeafterwork.com. And I will be more than happy to add you to the list for the next week. Like I said, a lot is going on in the world. So we do manage money for a living. We use smart, tax-savvy investment strategies. That's our philosophy. And we use a four-legged stool, which means anything that we invest in, we believe has to have at least one or at least three of four major elements. It has to be fundamentally sound, very, very important. It has to be technically sound, meaning that relative to the rest of the market, it's performing. It has to be either supported by institutions or at least not being ran over by large investment firms where we would be buying something that they were selling. In other words, we don't want to be caught in the middle of the night in a snowstorm or a hurricane, if you will. And fourth is the macroeconomics. It's the connecting the polka dots, making sure that the story demographically, economically makes sense, and that we're paddling downstream, going with the consumer force rather than against it when we can. Each week on this report, we try to bring you a couple of those. I thought one of the first one would be to remind you about Fannie Mae. We like to call them phony and fraudy inside of the office. A lot of problems came out of 2008. They still owe the federal government, or the taxpayers rather, more than $100 billion at Fannie. Not huge fans, but it is important to understand that markets move on trajectory. That's improvement, not an absolute value. Fannie is improving, and housing is improving on a trajectory base from where it was. Nowhere near 2006, 2007, but it is improving, and we've got to watch those numbers. This one really kind of frustrates me. Twitter, as you know, is a social media app. Lets people send out 140 characters at a time. Typically a C-suite, CEO, CFO are not allowed to release information to the public without having a filing with the SEC, so that you as a smaller investor, us as money managers, the big hedge funds, we all have access to the data at the same time. Well, recently the CEO of Netflix tweeted that they just went over a billion hours of viewing time, and the stock went nuts. The SEC said, hey, and then they came back and ruled, you know what? Tweeting's legal. And so it just gives one more challenge for smaller investors to be able to keep up. You can't be a doc, an attorney, a CPA, a plumber, a firefighter. You can't be a farmer and watch tweets in the middle of the day from CEO firms that are out there. That's why we're happy we have that in-house team that's able to do that, and watch it, and manage it. We've been talking about a segmented economy at the Financial Enhancement Group for a couple of years. It's important to understand what that means. Clear winners, clear losers. There are clearly parts of our economy that have better trajectory. Clearly stocks and parts of our market that have better trajectory right now. The market last Friday was very, very disconcerting when it saw the Wells Fargo report. They expected 200,000 new jobs, got 80,000. There are clearly some weak parts of this economy. ISM numbers weren't great either. So we have to pay attention to that, understand truly what segmented actually means. As you get your tax return this year, April 15th is coming, it's next week. Be ready for it on Monday. But I would encourage you, if you don't do it now, to come see us or come see somebody who engages in in tax planning, not tax preparation, not filling out the return, but making the numbers on the return look better so when you give it to your CPA or your tax advisor. If it's not us, find somebody. But if you're not going to do it now while this is fresh in your mind, I would strongly encourage you to go to your calendar, go to August 15th, put down a date and say, hey, this is the date we're going to engage in tax planning. You have to do it before the end of the year. Sometimes people try December 20th, and it's almost too late. We start doing it for the families we serve around October 15th. Would strongly encourage you to consider that yourself. Hey, if you're out and about Saturday morning, don't forget to catch the radio show, WQME 98.7, 9 to 10 a.m. Sunday mornings, it's 10 to 11 on Shine 99. And, of course, you can always get our newspaper column on the website at yourlifeafterwork.com. If there's anything we can do to be of service, please don't hesitate to call. Again, if you would like the special market carver, we would appreciate a donation to the Paul's group, the Innocent Protection League for the animals. It's a nonprofit. It's deductible, and we'll be happy to give you one of our normal market carvers for the week. There is a lot that happened in the first quarter. I think it's worthwhile finding out what's going on, and certainly the cause is worthwhile. God bless. Have a great week. We'll see you again soon.